Mystics Part 2. You know, I wrote some notes on the scientists that I want to mention. I forgot several. Um, so let's go through a couple of the lists. I said before, so a mystic is somebody who has part of his being in this reality and part of his being in the greater metaphysical reality. And it's because he's in tune with that over there, and he can communicate with friends and metaphysical friends, that he can come up with things down here. So, it's a bridge and all that sort of stuff. I know this from personal experience because that's what I've been doing for years. It's my life. You know, literally going up to heaven, come back down. People, I got metaphysical friends just hanging out with me in my office, talking to me. So I'm fully aware of how this works. Now, there's some scientists. And I mention the scientists again because scientist skeptics say that mystics are not real. Mystics are delusional and they're in their head and they're making stuff up. It's actually the reverse. Scientists who are mystics are actually this world and this world. So they can do more. And your greatest scientists are because of that. All right, let's mention two that I forgot to mention in the last video. Steve Jobs. Now, Steve Jobs is mostly a practical guy. I'll admit that. He's the marketing guru, right? He's marketing more than invention, actually. Steve Wozniak and other people are more inventions. He was more the marketing sales guy. But I tell you this, the iPhone, he admits that he got the idea for the iPhone at a Buddhist retreat. Okay, so he was at a Buddhist retreat, quietly communing there, and he got the idea. Okay, he admits that. Alexander Graham Bell, also very much into spirituality. Okay? And there were two people who came up with the telephone idea at the same time. And they both brought it to the patent office. I think it was even on the same day. Something like that. So do you think that was coincidence? No. They both were getting metaphysical friends said, okay, well, here's a guy who might be able to do a telephone, and here's another guy that might be able to do a telephone, so let's, talk to him. And they don't care who builds it, just, I think it's a great idea. But he also, in addition to that, he also was developing devices to communicate with the metaphysical. In other words, not just a telephone between you and me, but a telephone between us and them, the angels and those who've departed. So he was working on that technology as well. That's true. So I missed those two and bring those two there. Mendeleev, he got his idea for the periodic table from a vision. And he wrote that down. He said so. Let me go back to the other ones. Tesla, of course, great spiritualist. Lots of writings. He said that a lot of his ideas, of course, he had his own brain. A brain that was beyond ours, certainly. But he also got information. He admits that a lot of his ideas came from somewhere. He said, I don't know where this source is, but I get this ideas from somewhere. He said that. He also said that the minute we start studying more about metaphysical realities, instead of just earthly realities, we'll advance humanity and science in great ways. He didn't claim he had all the answers, but what he was saying is if we start studying this stuff as real, we're going to advance. So we should do that. He admitted that he had friends that would hang out with him. He admitted that he did astral travel to other places and he met people. And do you think Tesla's a kook? Look what he invented. Our world is his world. Electrical power. Everything of electrical power is basically his. Wireless communication. All of that all the pieces, each individual pieces is his. I mean, it's phenomenal. So you can call him a kook if you want, but I tell you what, he was mystic connected, and that's what we got. So again, my point is, if you want to be a great scientist, great genius, it's not just enough to do your experiments. Experiments are important, yes. Learning from others, very important. Discussions, reading publications, extremely important, yes. But also be connected, because there's smart people out there who are willing to help you, who know stuff. You know? I've got one metaphysical friend who told me, he's on my particle physics team. And he's been helping me out with the particle physics. I got another girl who several years ago, metaphysical woman, who helped me write some stuff about Isaac Newton. I mean, I knew this stuff already, but when she came by, and I typed down, it was like, it was just all coming out. And she was just sitting with me. So, it works. It works. I have another guy named Throckmorton who comes by every now and again. He gives me some invention ideas. And he signs his name to it, Throckmorton. So. There's plenty more. There's plenty more of people like that. So, from my personal experience as well, I get a lot of scientific help. I'm not going to discount my own brain because, hey, I've done a lot of work. I've done a lot of research. I know a lot of stuff. I use my own brain for a lot of things. But I also get and it's because of that I'm able to create some of the things, some of the advances that I would not normally be able to create. So anyway, so this is for you, the scientific skeptics. Scientists, the greatest scientists, are almost always metaphysically connected. Almost always. The greatest scientists are almost always mystics. So, there you go.